Sponsored by the Big 98, Nashville's #1 for new country and the home of the Bobby Bones Show.
We were on location for the big media event at Friends in Low Places Bar and Honky-Tonk on downtown Broadway with Garth Brooks, and we got to catch up with him about some incredible new music coming out, obviously with Ronnie Dunn on Rodeo Man, talk about his new residency in Las Vegas, and also the opening of this great club and the show this weekend at Dive Bar.
You want your bar to be inclusive. You want everybody to walk in here to feel welcome. So the things you spend your money on are security, for sure. You want people to feel safe. So forgive me for using this term. They've heard the term before, maybe you haven't. I want this to be the Chick-fil-A of honky-tonks, right? You walk in, you feel like you're in a good place, good manners, feel safe, and you feel like the product's gonna be great. So you work on your security, that's where you spend your money, on cleanliness. Make sure that the people that are cleaning this building feel like they're respected as well. So up their pay, right? Pay them more than you do somewhere where they're cleaning somewhere else, because that's what it's all about, is it not? And then of course, egress is a huge thing for us. So when drawing this thing out, a million ways to get out of here in case something happens in here. So what you want this to be is a place where nothing bad happens, good Lord willing.
Why did you decide to add a police substation, and how do you believe it will benefit the whole downtown area, Garth?
Are you familiar with Lower Broad? That was an alley. And you can ask any government official, an alley in any downtown is not a good thing, right? So these were old, I guess old divisions that had to be made, I guess, at that time when it was built. So the first thing was you try to omit the alley. So what we go to the city and say, hey, look, can we do something like give us that alley, we'll build you a police substation down there, because I hear that's where they park their horses on the mounted police. So that's where the whole police thought came in. And then when you realize the closest police precinct to Lower Broadway is 6th and maybe Koreans up here, that's a long way. So they need their vehicles down here. And so there's a place for them and a back alley for them to pull all their vehicles in, park, fully protected. And then they built a balcony for them so they can see all the way up Broadway, all the way down Broadway, but of course there's cameras everywhere.
When do you plan on the Friends in Low Places Honky-Tonk and Bar being fully operational?
What we're gonna do is a soft opening. Just the first 2 floors, Black Friday, and then we're gonna try and stay open on the weekends. We'll see what the permits allow us to do. And then if we stay open the weekends, maybe we'll go past New Year's, maybe into Valentine's, shut back down again. And then in March, open this whole thing up, all 5 floors.
You talked earlier about the plan to decorate your bar. Could you expand on that a little bit?
We're gonna have the people build this, which I like. So they'll send in stuff, license plates, stuff like this, and these walls will start getting filled up. But our career has always been as a result of the people. So we'll do that. For me, we're gonna fly 4 things in here. We're gonna fly the 4 emblems of the 4 different military groups. So we'll have the Marine Corps here, the Air Force, Navy, and the Army. Huge on that. I love those families. A lot of rodeo stuff will be in here when it finally opens, just because those 2 families mean the world to me, and I think they scream America, which is what I love. But as far as the cowboy motif, it's always been what Garth Brooks says. You can go to a bar and they'll go, well, this looks like a rock show. Fair enough, but what's coming out of those speakers? Country music, right? So that's what you'll do. You're coming here, and the first thing you'll notice, there'll be Haggard playing in here. There'll be Whitley playing in here. I mean, this is what we do. And then the new guys, you know, you'll hear Luke Combs in here. You'll hear a good mix, kind of like the Garth channel does as well, or the Big 615. So as far as the cowboy motif, I think that'll be the people that are in here and the music that you hear. But the rest of it's going to be kind of like just a blue collar, everyday hardworking people.
With the recent 25th anniversary of Double Live, can you talk about that album and what it means to you?
Some things happen in this world that we were talking about that's just serendipitous. You don't plan them. One of them was finishing a tour in 1998, retiring in 2000, and raising babies till 2014. And what happened in that moment was the only way to get Garth live was the Double Live record. So we're playing, we did a thank you concert for Walmart. They did a big thing for us in Kansas City. One night turned into multiple nights. But the first night you're going out there, and try to remember, you know, you're a soccer dad. You've been a soccer dad for 10 years. You're way overweight. You can't even breathe, right? You're out there, and it comes to a song called Call in Baton Rouge. I spent the night last night in the arms from a girl from Louisiana. The record stays down. This whole crowd goes, Louisiana, which is the double live version. And it hit me at that moment. That's how all these people know this stuff. Because a lot of them weren't born yet when we were touring last, or weren't old enough to buy a ticket last time. So when you see that happen, you realize that double live record is crazy. So the double live record is at 23 million, I think, which is nuts. We will kill the double live record here in just a little bit. It'll be gone. Triple live will be gone too, because we're making way. They'll never be done again, which I like. It's kind of like a page. If you have that CD or that album, good for you. And then we're making way for a thing called Killer Live that's coming. That might be 5 years from now or whatever. But double live and triple live are on their way out. But can I say, I'll put it right next to No Fences of what it's done for my career, double live has. I love that record.
Garth, can you tell us more about the limited edition box set?
So the box set officially comes out on Black Friday. Even though if you ever work with Johnny Morris, this is the kind of guy he is. We got it in the warehouse, why not on the street, right? So it came out, but they'll officially launch it on Black Friday. What I love about the box set is it's limited, and then what Johnny has done by percentage of what his stores do in retail, that's the percentage, the number that they get. So the boxes, once they're gone from one of his stores, they're gone forever from his stores. So each one got their allotted assortment. I love the limited series. If anybody remember Pat Quigley in this room, Pat Quigley came up with the limited series. It's a way for people to catch up on all the music at a good low price. And so this is our last one. This contains the last 7 albums, I think, of what we'll do as where we're at right now. I think it includes Time Traveler in it. Usually what we did was we put one new song on each album, but this time we just put all the new songs on one album. It's in there. And there's a song called Rodeo Man with Ronnie Dunn. And I got to tell you, it's so good. So we become texting buddies, Ronnie and I have. And our kind of a friend that was the bridge of ours was Rob Hajakis. Rob Hajakis played fiddle on everything we ever did, played everything that Brooks and Dunn ever did. And so he was kind of like the bridge that kind of married us. And so through Rob, we became buddies. And he texted me a song called Rodeo Man that he was working on a cowboy record. I just text back one word, smash. I thought the chorus was fabulous. And then I tried to figure out some way to get my foot in the door to see if I could get in as getting to cut it myself. And he said, sure, go ahead and take a shot at it. And what we did, we cut it at his beats per minute and at his key. And then what we ended up doing was marrying the two performances. So there's a band in there that's never been put together, never seen each other. They were all put together in post. And then Ronnie and I will perform it, I think, first time ever, we'll perform it live right here on this stage Black Friday, I think.
What can you tell us about the new Las Vegas dates at Caesars Colosseum that were announced recently?
What I love most about Vegas is we bag the phones. People, I want everyone to know this. If you're coming Black Friday, we're going to bag the phones. It brings a whole different crowd in there. A crowd that's focused right on the music. It's all they do. They sing. It's unbelievable. Really, really enjoy that. And so I think that's my favorite thing. So in Vegas, like we're talking about Time Traveler, there's a song called Pleasure and the Pain on there. I was doing that in Vegas 6 months ago, trying it out on them, seeing just a verse, whatever. Shipping the bottle. You can try out there. St. Paul, Minneapolis, tried out there, and it's very sweet. So what I love with bagging the phones, it truly becomes a laboratory. And when I know a lot of them don't believe, oh, this must be part of the show, but it's not. And if you'll look on the stage anywhere in Vegas, you'll never see a set list. The band almost quit because of that, right? First night. And then they started to, okay, I get this, it's fun. We don't even know what's coming up next, which makes them play more fun and everything. So everybody has a good time. So no set list, no cameras, it's just all off the cuff. And we call it the laboratory, and people are sweet enough to play along.
So what can everyone expect from the concert this Friday?
Amazon has been a great partner to us. Ryan Reddington called up and he said, hey man, for the first time ever, we're gonna have a Black Friday football game. And this was when them and the NFL were still in He goes, so keep it under your hat, but if you do, you want to play it. I said, sure. And then he said, we're expecting, you know, anywhere from 25 to 35 million viewership for the football game. We'd like to roll that on in. And then when you start to dig into Amazon and how they do it, at that point, you had to switch channels to go find them and stuff. And so we worked with Ryan to make sure that anybody watching the game, you just stay right on there and the concert comes right after. So we're excited about it. I think it's the Dolphins and the Jets. Should be a fun game. And I don't know why nobody's thought of a Black Friday football game before an NFL game, but I have to thank the NFL and probably have to thank Amazon for sure, because the NFL's always been the NFL. But when they partner with Amazon, I think a lot of windows opened up. And the Black Friday football game's long overdue for all of us as fans. So it's pretty cool to get to be a part of the first one.
So for those people that don't know, what does a dive show look like, Garth?
Not a lot of people have seen the dive bar show. Dive bar shows aren't very long. They're not the 2-hour kind of thing. You get in for 45 minutes, 50 minutes, you do a dive bar and you go, like the old dive bar sets were. You're gonna hear new music, but if you know Garth, one thing because me and Miss Sherwood still go to concerts, and nothing pisses you off more than going to a concert and the artist doesn't play any of the stuff that you came there to hear, right? So we do all the old stuff. And I'll tell you this, I'm really proud how the old stuff has kind of made the leap of time when we talk about, you know, how does it transfer out in Vegas and stuff. So we're going to be playing stuff that you know, hopefully, and can sing along with. And we'll be playing some new stuff, but it's going to be over quick. It's going to be horrible because none of us have played in 3 months together, right? So it's going to be totally sloppy, rusty, bad, but watch what happens with that crowd. They'll sing along, hopefully, and we'll have a good time. And hopefully, if the guys do their right, if the guys filming it do their job, hopefully you'll feel that same fun that hopefully everybody here's having.
Can you tell us more about the new Garth channel and what everyone can expect to hear with Tune In?
When we were serious, they were very sweet. They launched the Garth channel for us, and they took it to a wonderful place. When our contract was up, we decided not to move forward. This opportunity came up right after that, which was very sweet. And what I love about this is the Garth channel on TuneIn is global. I love that, over 120-something countries. Now the whole world will get to see how much I just worship and love music. And then what I love about it too is it's free. If you know the format that it was on, it wasn't free. So this is really, really nice. It's done by sponsorships. Took a picture or a piece out of the Grand Ole Opry kind of format on the fact that we do sponsorships and not advertisements. So welcome to another commercial-free hour brought to you by, our first partner was Tractor Supply Company. So they're with a big 615. So it's it's good to have that. Then you kind of get that out of the way. If you're like me, you're not a commercial guy. But I went to school under the label of advertising, so I understand what does pay the bills and what keeps the lights on. So the necessary evil, or however it is, that marriage, you have to have them both. This is the best way that we can for the Garth channel.
With the new music coming out, the Residency in Las Vegas at Caesars Colosseum, and also the grand opening, Friends in Low Places Bar and Honky-Tonk. You want to check it out for yourself. It's an incredible venue, and on the 7th floor is the Oasis, which overlooks it all. Hope you enjoyed the show.
Sponsored by the Big 98, Nashville's #1 for new country and the home of the Bobby Bones Show.